all's going on, we're hearing from the CEO, John Flannery, dividend is a priority. I don't think that necessarily shareholders are going to feel reassured that it's a priority when they have something like free cash flow at like $7 billion.
I think that is the big worry right now, and I think you're right. Priority is just not going to cut it, and they've been saying that because people have been worried about the dividend going into this quarter, and expectations were already very low, and they were way worse than people had actually expected. And so I think that this is certainly not going to put dividend concerns to rest, and we're really going to see more from John Flannery in November for people to feel more comfortable with this, or we're going to have to see a dividend cut.
Right, and November 13th is when they're going to unveil their strategy here. So Flannery also saying that things will not be the same at GE, much smaller, more focused corporate operations. What does that mean? Does that mean you got to sell a lot more? They have to streamline. They have to get a lot smaller faster?
I think that is what that means, and this is a trend that you've seen all across the industrial landscape. We had Honeywell recently spinning off two businesses after Dan Loeb piped up and said, you know, hey, maybe we should streamline this a little bit more. And this has sort of been a recurring theme with GE. They've done a lot of streamlining. They got rid of most of their GE capital assets. They got rid of appliances. The light bulb business is on the sale block. But it's just so big and so sprawling. And the hard thing when you have a company that large is that you can have some businesses perform well. Like in this quarter, aviation actually was a decent performer, but you had horrible results in the power business and in the energy operations, and they just sort of counterbalance each other, and it's hard to really sort of get a clear picture or have any one excellent quarter where all the businesses are firing on all cylinders.
So divestitures are one thing that people have been speculating about, but when Flannery talks about corporate operations, that sounds like the home office. That sounds like overhead straight up, and we've heard anecdotes about cutting back on company cars, on cutting back on private jets and things like that. How bloated was the home office of General Electric?
Well, I think we're now seeing that it was a lot more bloated than even people thought. I think there's sort of been this sense around GE that maybe there was a lot of excess costs floating around. And, you know, the previous CEO, Jeff Immelt, had committed to this $2 billion cost cut goal under pressure from activist Trion Fund Management at Nelson Peltz. So we knew there were some lingering costs here, but these reports about the private planes following the CEO around empty and the corporate car program.
I just want one private plane.
I know, right? I mean, I'll take that, yeah. I think you're really seeing just how bad the problem is.
But